Excl Art of Sports here with the one and only Tom Loeffler. Tell me, man, we're here. Gallo Estrada, Filippo Rocoto. They're both Gallos. They're both in their name.
One's El Gallo, one's El Gallito.
Gallito, yeah.
Both here. They're signing autographs. They did the open workout here at Azteca Gym. It's a great way to kick off the fight week. We had the event with the Nietes and the Palicte at the Wildcard Gym. We had it at the Filipino American Community Center. Now we're here at the world famous Azteca Boxing Club. So it's a great event, great way to kick off the fight week. Super Fight 3 is going to be one of the best shows of the year when you have Ioka versus Arroyo. We have Estrada versus Orcuda. Two Mexican warriors fighting against each other, and then
two Filipino warriors, and Nietes and Placita.
You have Donnie Nietes, the longest reigning champion from the Philippines, moving up to his 4th division, fighting for the WBO World Championship against Palicte, who's Aston Palicte is like 6 inches taller than Donnie. So Donnie is punching very hard, but Palicte is very tall. So it's going to be an interesting clash of styles in all 3 HBO fights. The doors open at 4 o'clock. The terrace opens at 3. The Tecate girls will be down there. All the fans come on down. The tickets start at $25. It's going to be an exciting day.
Definitely, man. I want to say, just congratulate. I mean, this was a cool event for the fans who want to come see these guys. You had the event with Nietes and Palecte and at the Filipino Center. That was awesome. I was going to say, like, you're inviting the fans. I love that. Tell me the kind of response you got from the fans, being that they get to be up and close with these guys.
They love the Superfly series, but they also love interacting with the fans like this. Interacting with the fighters. You know, we're going to have the weigh-in. The important thing is the weigh-in is going to be open to the public as well. That's going to be at the Sheraton LAX. It's going to start at 12 o'clock noon. We're going to have all the fighters, not only the HBO fighters, but all the fighters. Lulu Bang Bang Houghton's going to be there. Brenda Flores is going to be there. Bruno Escalante, who's fighting Alexander Marin, is going to be there. Jonathan Escobar, who's a tremendous fighter, one of Triple G's sparring partners, getting him ready for the Canelo fight. He's going to be there. Mario Ramos from San Diego, he's going to be there. So it's going to be so many great fighters. It's going to be open to the public. Sheraton LAX next Friday. Are
you joining in on the tailgate this time? I know the forum you tend to get out there a little bit.
I'm going to say hi to the fans at the tailgate. I might have a few Tecates on the terrace that opens at 3 o'clock. So it's a great way to start this type of boxing night, but starting the fight week. Not only this fight week, but then in 2 weeks we got the big Triple G Canelo fight. So it's a great time for boxing right now.
Definitely. Make sure you get to the forum early, because Tom knows how to put on a card, but he definitely knows how to throw an event as well, just as much.
We'll have the party on the terrace. Like I said, the Tecate girls will be down there. They'll be doing like what we're doing here. They'll be taking photos with the fans. They'll be signing autographs. Sometimes the Tecate girls are more popular than the fighters, so the fans want to come down and see them up close, talk to them. They're always very friendly, and we love having them. We love, we really appreciate the support that we get from Tecate for these events. Not only Superfly, but also the big fight with Canelo.
Triple G. Let's get into that a little bit, man. I saw the 24/7 just this morning, actually, and they are really mad at each other. Like, I didn't realize they really are pissed off.
They want to hurt each other. Canelo saying he's going to go for the knockout this time. Triple G is saying he doesn't want him to go in the judge's hands. I think we're going to see Canelo was cautious the first time around. I think he got a lot of criticism from some of the fans about how defensive he was. This time around, I think he's going to have more confidence. He went 12 rounds with Triple G. Triple G saw that Canelo, fought a completely different style that nobody was expecting the first time around. So I think we're going to see a lot. The first fight was an exciting fight. I think the second fight is going to be maybe that much more exciting. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see a knockout September 15th.
I'd like you to clarify this, because I heard this on Twitter. I just wanted to know if it was true and kind of what the deal is.
Sure.
Canelo's brand and Eddie and them brand, the No Boxing No Life brand, they tried using those gloves in the fight. From what I understand, I think you guys protested it, and now that's not the case. Or I don't know. Clarify the situation, because I don't know.
The Triple G side didn't protest. They didn't even get to see the gloves, so they couldn't. They didn't get a chance to see the gloves. This decision was made from the Nevada Athletic Commission. It had nothing to do with the Triple G side, because you can't even protest gloves if you don't see them. They didn't want the Triple G side to see them originally. The Canelo side, the commission would have showed them the gloves. Then we had a second fight, second meeting scheduled, where Abel was going to go up there Barbosa was going to be there, and then before that happened, to go over both gloves, not only their gloves but the Grant gloves, which Triple G has always worn. The Bob Bennett from the Nevada Athletic Commission, he sent an email saying Nevada's not going to approve these gloves for this fight. I think they figured, and I actually agree with it, but I think they figured this was too big of a fight to experiment with a brand new set of gloves. They're supposedly approved by the Nevada Athletic Commission, but they've never been used in a fight before. So I don't know how you're going to go from not being in a fight to now being in the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. So again, just to make it clear for all the fans out there, it wasn't the Triple G side that was protesting the gloves. We didn't even get a chance to see the gloves. So it's the Nevada Athletic Commission that decided they're not going to be approved for this fight. I think it was just the magnitude of this event was too big to experiment with the very first time that they would be used in boxing.
Right, and recently, kind of on a similar subject, I guess, with the hands. Obviously, that wrapping tape was recently leaked from the first fight. Now, I've talked to Abel. He mentioned before that Nevada is one of the few places where you can put gauze and tape and you can layer it. That's what he was basically talking about at the time. And I guess my question is, I understand that aspect is just basically Nevada and other states, I guess, are okay with it.
My understanding is Nevada, Texas, and in Mexico they allow that type of wrapping. But
well, I guess my question is, I know Abel doesn't like obviously protested against it, and I've talked to him before, and he says that
one he did protest, and I'll tell you why he protested, because every other jurisdiction that Triple G has fought, they have not allowed it, whether it's in the UK, whether it's Monte Carlo, whether it was in Kazakhstan, whether it was in Panama, whether it was in California, whether it was New York. No other jurisdiction has allowed his opponents to wrap that way. Now Nevada interprets the rules that way, where they actually allow the multiple layers and the stacking. So we respect Nevada's interpretation of the rules. So it's clear that in Nevada, and like I said, in Texas. But if you watch the Liam Smith tape that came out, his people protested the same thing. It was almost an identical. If you go back, if the fans go back, watch the Liam Smith hand wrapping, you'll see that Liam Smith from the UK was protesting. They've never seen that allowed in the UK. Canada doesn't allow that. So I think it's just one of those things. I'm not saying Nevada's right or wrong or California's right or wrong. I think it needs to be consistent. That's where I think the ABC needs to step in, where you have a world championship fight. You have all these unified rules, but then you shouldn't be able to wrap one way and whether you think it's right or wrong or it's a safety issue, whatever it is. Either it should be allowed everywhere or it shouldn't be allowed anywhere. And I think that's what Abel was protesting. And so that's what, but there's no protest this time around because we've accepted the fact that Nevada allows that type of wrap.
I guess my question with that is, will Abel wrap Triple G's hands like that as well? I mean, I feel like he thinks it's an advantage. I don't know, maybe, but
it's that much of an advantage. I think if you have that type of wrapping, it allows you to punch harder. I mean, if you feel you have more of a cast or more a tighter wrapping. But either way, Abel's point is, because the Nevada Athletic Commission did say, well, that you could wrap that way too. It wasn't like, just to be clear, it's not a special Canelo rule.
No, of course.
That everyone can wrap that way, and there's no advantage to Canelo if the opponents can wrap that way. But Abel feels, why should he wrap one way to fight in a certain state and then have to go back to a different way fighting everywhere else in Triple G's fought? So that's why he doesn't feel like wrapping that way. But if Canelo wants to wrap that way again, then he'll be allowed to trap it according to the Nevada Athletic Commission.
I was thinking about this series of questions, right, and asking you this, and then I kind of thought to myself, what if the kind of story was flipped, right? What if Triple G had the Clenbuterol situation, or they protested his wraps, or maybe he wanted gloves of his own brand?
Triple G hit so hard and had so many knockouts. If there was any doubt of a positive test, or any doubt of hand wraps, or any doubt of gloves, I mean, people would make the biggest issue out of it. They already question, why is Triple G knocking all these guys out? Guys that have never been stopped before, or the way he stopped them, like Macklin or Giel or Murray, who had never been stopped before that fight. All these guys, David Lemieux, the way he outboxed him. Look, it's one of those things that dropped Danny Jacobs. It's one of those things that we just hope there's no controversy going into this fight. I think the Nevada Athletic Commission has done a great job as far as selecting officials at both sides were agreeable to, so there's no controversy there. You know, they took the controversy. I don't know if there would have been controversy or not, but they took the controversy away from the gloves by making that decision. So we're just, and I know Eric Gomez feels the same way. We just don't want any controversy leading into fight week. The focus should be on the fighters, and the focus should be on the fight in the ring.
Just kind of last thing, man. Speak on just when we saw Triple G at the media thing on Sunday, he looked super happy. I feel like I've never seen him that happy before.
Look, he's very relaxed. He's happy. He's getting Canelo back in the ring. Triple G is the champion. The other thing, you know, Triple G is a champion. Canelo's a challenger. So, you know, people have to keep that in perspective also. There was a lot of Triple G fans out there last Sunday. There were about 70% Triple G fans with their hats and their shirts. Very vocal, very supportive. And I know he definitely appreciates the support of the fans. He signed autographs for about a half an hour. He stayed there a long time. People were throwing their shirts, their hats, their shirts,
giving them babies, all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
they didn't throw the babies, but they definitely wanted to take photos with the babies. And it's you know, again, he appreciates the fan support.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Tom. I appreciate your time, brother. Best of luck with the next two shows. Thank you, man.